Alright everybody, so we're here at Neville Medora's place. I'm about to shoot an interview with him, and so we'll see what he looks like when he comes to the door, because he's always a character, and I might edit this out, but just in case. See, I knew it. I knew it.
That's a fantastic video, Greg. yeah, keep rolling.
Keep rolling. So we're at Neville's place.
There's all sorts of stuff going on today.
Welcome.
Is this the best interview you've really got?
The only naked interview to date. Or half naked. Hey, how's it going, man?
How you doing? I haven't seen
Good.
you in a while.
Yeah, that's been a while.
I'll give you a hug. Get turned off.
Do you want to keep the camera rolling while you get dressed?
While I go change.
Should we start the interview now? There we go.
Do like a Sharon Stone style thing.
A Sharon Stone?
Yeah, no, Sharon Stone from.
Oh, Sharon
the
Stone.
The lethal.
Oh.
No, wait, you might actually see my balls in that hole.
Get to a basic instinct moment.
So do you want to get ready,
Yeah.
or just do it like this?
I'd prefer to have some clothes on at some point.
We don't even have to use this part if you're bashful.
No, that's cool. You can just like cut it, and then I'll immediately be clothed after that. Here, give me 5 minutes.
Okay.
Filming?
Good?
I'm getting a little number count and everything.
All right. Hey everybody, David G here with the Internet Marketing Party with a very special interviewee here. Is that what you are? An interviewee?
Sorry, I'm
the
trying to make
interviewer?
bunny ears over here.
Yeah. So anyway, Neville has no idea what we're going to talk about today. I just asked him if he could take a few minutes today there's 3 main things I want to do. Is number 1, I want to acknowledge you for being such an amazing supporter of the party, been coming from the beginning. Number 2, for having introduced me to our speaker this coming month. This is Noah Kagan. Amazing individual, and
Looks like a bum normally.
Yeah, he actually reminds me a lot of you.
He's probably going to look like a homeless guy when he does the interview.
So, actually, and so let's talk about you for a second. So Neville Medora is somebody who I respect a lot. Some of the smartest people I know, entrepreneurs in the community, when they interact with you, they always admire you, they always want to spend time with you. They always, and you've got a long record of success with getting traffic with your blog, just organically, because you naturally put out great content, great quality. You were already running a business by the time you were a sophomore in high school, where your teachers were coming to you for advice, and you were probably making more money than they were. So a natural, innate, born entrepreneur who's just, whenever we're at an event together, always the person that I would like.
Not born, I just read a lot about other entrepreneurs.
So when we're at events, I always gravitate towards you, and I know you when I introduce you with I edify you so well, and you're like, oh, you do that to everybody, and I'm like, no, seriously, dude, you're like really fun, really cool, and I appreciate you, and so I just wanted to start by saying that.
I love you too.
No, man, I like quality people. I think
right.
that's how I've been able to build the community that I have, because I gravitate towards people that really provide.
Cool, thank you.
So with that in mind, one of the things that you said to me a couple of weeks ago, because you've got a copywriting course, which I definitely want to feature, is that you know, because I think of you as being really smart, and you said, dude, I'm not smart. In fact, I'm pretty dumb. Like I can't understand. Like I have to take complex things and make them simple. And so I want to ask you, like, how do you get smart people to listen to you? Because there's probably a lot of people out there, and part of what I thought this video would be good for is people. I think everybody is insecure about something, right? Okay. So there's people out there that aren't successful, and they're trying to be successful, and they don't feel like they're smart, and so they're probably saying, oh, I'm not smart enough. So can you talk a little bit about
that? If they keep thinking that, they're probably right. No, I mean,
so
you have to think you're special in some way.
Right.
So, like, you've probably heard that a lot of times. Like, you really have to kind of, like, fake it till you make it kind of thing. So you have to think you're special. Concerning the dumb stuff, that is true. It's very difficult for me and everyone else. It's not just me, but I think most people in the world have a difficult time getting hard concepts. And when I say hard concepts, I'm not talking about quantum physics. I'm saying if you tell me that my company is doing a project and we're trying to encourage synergy to make the bottom line go up. You just use the word synergy, company, bottom line, and you put them together. And so those are already ideas that require you to think about something else. When you say bottom line, it doesn't explain it. It means like the profit you made after blah, blah, blah. So that's a concept. And then you said synergy, and I'm like, what exactly is synergy and blah, blah, blah. So when you put those two together, it just like compounds the complexity of it. So I prefer to just get rid of those bullshit buzzwords and just say how it is. Like, my company's trying to make more fucking money. Now, which one did you understand? Like my simple version or your like complex, synergy bullshit version? Now tell me, that your version, I know you didn't actually say this, but
why do I have to be the bad guy?
Yeah, because you're Mexican, man.
And because I overcomplicate stuff.
Oh,
right?
we're both brown. We can make so many racist jokes this time. But so no, but if you say complex shit like that, then no one understands it. And no one understands the end goal. Whereas if you just say, like, look, we want to make a lot more money. How do we do this? That's a lot more, it's blatant and very obvious of what's considered. So whenever I teach someone, I tell them in very stupid terms how it's done. And you know what? They fucking get it. They just get it. They always get it. I had a lady call me from Australia or something the other day. I don't remember where. But she said she's taking 3 copywriting courses right now. Mine's the only one she finished because mine's short. And she's like, yours is the one that actually taught me stuff. There's one with like a 500-page ebook and this and 40 hours of video. And dude, it doesn't take that fucking long to explain anything. It never does. It never takes that long to explain anything.
So that's what before we started this interview, Neville was like, well, so what's the theme or what's the topic? And I wouldn't tell him because I wanted it to be an organic process. He had no idea if I was going to ask him about his blog or about his copywriting course or about what. So can you shed some insights on how you simplify things? I mean, I know it's going to be simple. So
yeah, make them really fucking simple.
But I have a natural tendency of complicating things, and I don't like that. And so I really want you to... To you, it's simple because you naturally do it. For me, overcomplicating things is natural. So that's the natural. So let me ask you a couple of questions. Like, I mean, what are some? I don't even know how to ask you the question, but I think you know what I want to know.
You like some tactics or something like that?
Yeah.
Let's give them some tactics. What are some tactics to make things simple? Don't use buzzwords. Don't use buzzwords. Like, look at the last sentence you said. Is there a buzzword in it? And if there is, take that shit out. And replace it with something way more obvious, way more informal. This almost sounds like stuff you can't say in a big company. Like, if it sounds like it can go in some sort of legal statement, you probably did it wrong.
Okay.
The only people I know that purposely love to fuck up their copy are lawyers, because they don't want the other side to understand it. They don't want you to completely put your head around what they're trying to say.
Gotcha.
They want to make it vague so they can fuck you later. But if you're trying to sell something to someone, you have to make it really clear. Like, think about like an infomercial or something like that. These things are like down to a science. Look how they talk. Yeah, and before you're in the marketing world, you kind of think like, oh, infomercials are so stupid. Well, they fucking work, right? And think about it. Why? Like, you don't hear the word synergy in an infomercial. Right. They show like how something works, why you should buy it, how you can buy it, the steps to buy it. All that, like, they make it really goddamn simple.
Right.
And like, I hate to say it, but like, I usually curse when I talk about this stuff because it gets the point across a lot better. Really goddamn simple. Not just, let's make it simple. Really goddamn simple.
Right.
And people need to keep doing that more. And like, every time this happens, the sales go up on something. Don't try to look important. A good person to listen to is George Carlin. Everyone's familiar with George Carlin, the comedian. Right. He's dead now. But
America's #1 philosopher.
He's amazing. Watch his stuff about like airline pilots. Go on YouTube or something, type in George Carlin airline, and he gives a whole thing about the boarding process. He's like, that's just extra words to make it sound complicated. They want to sound important. Boarding process. He's like, it's just a bunch of people getting on a plane. Like there's not a lot or like rain activity. He's like, it's fucking raining. Like he hates those kind of words, and that's very, very true. And I've never got better marketing lessons than like free YouTube videos of George Carlin. And so watch that stuff and watch him make fun and just totally decimate all these like big words that people use to make it seem like their job is important.
Right.
Analyst. I'm an analyst in New York. You fucking Excel monkey is what you are. Like, they try to make things seem more important. And if you're trying to do that, then you're losing a lot of people.
Right. And speaking of losing a lot of people, and gaining a lot of people rather, you became the head copywriter at.
Yeah, now there's too much copy and I can't handle it all, so we have other people doing it, but I still write copy. Yeah. Well, and the reason that came about was because Noah's a guy that's really forward and everything, right? And he used to actually, on this very blue couch, he used to sit next to me at my desk, and we'd work together just like 6 months ago or something at AppSumo, or 8 months ago maybe. And he would send out these emails to 50,000 people. Most people would dream of a 50,000 email list. He was like, oh, that's small, but we need more. And he would send out an email, but he would still be intimidated that, like, what do I say in a 50,000 person email? So he would say, like, AppSumo loves you, buy this, in the typical Noah gay kind of style. and like, you know, they would be okay emails, but sometimes they would get like, we have this cool deal today off 50% off, blah, 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 blah. And he would send out those emails. And I was like, dude, these emails blow, man. Let me try writing some like good stuff. So I wrote a long email, and it worked like crazy. It actually worked so well that we were both kind of taken aback at how well it worked.
Do you want to share some of the, like, just quick metric or quick numbers?
Yeah,
metrics.
Sure.
They're not metrics, right?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone can compete with AppSumo right now. Like, we were not even worried about that in the beginning.
No, metrics.
Then we realized most people are too dumb and lazy to try anything. So it's like,
no, I meant numbers as far as like,
so 50,
when you said it worked so well.
So 50,000 people it was going out to at the time. It quickly grew to 75,000 in the early days. But we were sending out. I don't really know the conversion rate, but the deals were making good money to where he can, you know, make a profit and then put all the money back in advertising. I don't remember the exact numbers. You can ask him about that. He's very open about it.
Uh-huh.
And then when I came around, we did this, like, it was I don't want to say shitty deal, but it was a deal that was very specific. So it was for only hardcore designers that were really into fonts, like typography.
Yeah.
And like, here's what this guy does. It's a guy named Kernest, and he pairs together 4 fonts a month and sends them to you. Like, I would never pay a goddamn dime for this because you can find thousands of fonts online for free, right?
Yeah.
But a good designer knows that a certain type of font goes together, and it's a very subtle art. It's something Steve Jobs would get a boner out of. Yeah. Like, you know, most people would be like,
in his grave.
Yeah, I don't get it, but like, unless you know, and then in the end, your stuff looks really good. So anyways, only hardcore designers. So he let me do this one, and I wrote this like 3-page email. He's like, dude, this is too fucking long. I'm like, no, trust me, like, it needs more explanation. And I went on and I made a couple of jokes about, like, if you get an erection for me saying Verdana to you, like, this email is probably for you. Or if you don't know what Lucidia sans serif is, this
stop
email,
reading.
Yeah, stop reading right now, save your time, go do something else. So I wrote this long, kind of qualified the email, so like only font freaks would really, and I call them font whores in the thing. Only real big font whores would really start reading this. And then I started to go on about, you know, how Steve Jobs loved typography. It's such a subtle art, and that Kernest spends all day doing this, which he does, and then pairs 4 of them in the end. And I kind of said it was like a museum. Like, you don't go to a museum and you don't want to see everything. Like, that's not what makes a good museum.
Right.
A good museum is curated. They take everything and narrow it down. They show you only the best stuff that you want to see. So that's what Kernest would do. And it just it was one of their best deals ever. We're both like, really? People bought these fucking fonts? Like, I almost feel like, did I scam people into this? Like, how did this work so well? And there was like something like an 8 or 10% conversion rate or something like that on that one.
Damn.
The highest one we ever had was, I think, 10 or 11%, and that was for the copywriting course.
Right. And that's by just making things simple.
Well, I knew what people wanted, and I showed it to them in a very simple fashion.
Right.
Like, I didn't say, like, do you want to increase your sales from blah, blah, blah by writing killer copy and all these, like, hypey buzzwords? Because that stuff is killer copy. What the fuck is killer copy? It doesn't mean anything. I said, like, you can say convincing copy, I suppose. But I said, like, do you write sucky copy? Here's how to unsuck it. And people are probably thinking, like, I would never buy a copywriting course that says unsuck. Like, that's not even a real word. But they realize that, wow, that actually got my attention.
Right.
And so, yeah, exactly. So, anyway.
Cool. So here's a follow-up question, and then we'll wrap up. And that is, what are some of your creativity strategies? Like, because you're like one of the more creative guys I know. Like, how do you?
Yeah, you know what? So I do think I'm creative, and I know where it comes from, and it's just these stupid ideas. And over the years, I've kind of like fine-tuned it to where I know that something's gonna like kind of work or not.
Right.
But in the beginning, it was just kind of like trying shit. That's really the secret: trying shit.
Okay.
every big successful entrepreneur I've ever known that's like had a big company, everyone's like, wow, that's a good idea, whatever, has tried probably like 20 different companies. And then like within those little, small little companies, they could be stupid little web pages, whatever, but they've tried it. And so I swear, like when you try stuff, Noah Kagan has a good quote about this. They were trying stuff at AppSumo. He says only 1 out of 8 things they try works. Can you imagine that? You try 7 fucking things and only 1 works? Or you try 1 and it works right away, but then you try 7 more after that and it fails? That's really discouraging. But you just try a lot of stuff. So the creativity part, like the copywriting course, people are like, I've never seen such a creative course. It's like I filmed it in the apartment and I just didn't have a lot of places to film. So like, I was trying to show people the AIDA formula, you know, the AIDA formula, AIDA, etc. And I really wanted to make sure people know it. So I was like, I'll just pretend I'm telling them a secret. So I started off filming it like, hey guys, I got a secret, but then it looked cheesy. So I kind of like popped up on the camera like, psst. What's going on? I got a secret. I'm gonna show it to you. And I kind of built up the suspense, and then I held up the formula, and I was like, "It's AIDA," and I wrote it on a piece of sticky note or something like that. And like that was just a stupid improvisation, but people got it so well, and they're like, "How do you come up with creative stuff like that?" I'm like, all right, let's try stupid shit. Is it fun for you to do? If it is, then it's probably someone probably gonna like it also and think it's creative. So I'll play the guitar and be like, I'll play like Green Day Time of Your Life and go, I hope you like that AIDA formula, like some stupid bullshit like that. And people think that stuff's creative. It's actually funny.
Right. Well, cool stuff, man. That actually helps because it basically, if it feels right to you, just go with it and know that only 1 out of 8 of those things are gonna stick.
You want to give them? Are we wrapping up?
Yeah.
You want me to give you? I'll give you one like quick tips, just so it's like something actionable that people have. So I did the copywriting course, blah blah blah, and there's all these different methods for getting subject lines and stuff. The one that people like the most is the most brain dead simple one. It's actually pretty cool. So I think I may have told you about this, the dig method.
Oh yeah.
And so if you ever want a subject line, like let's say you're trying to sell a course on how to teach HTML5, what you do is go to dig.com and go to the search button and type in HTML5. You press enter and you're going to get a bunch of shitty results. You sort it by most dug, and it's going to show you like HTML5 results that have like 3,000 or 4,000 digs, like social upvotes. And just copy those headlines for your subject lines in emails or the title of a speech. Or anything like that, the subject of an email, the subject of a web page, just steal those subject lines. They're fully stealable. They're not like copyright protected or some shit like that. And so next time you're going to send an email to someone about HTML5, grab a headline from Dig and put that as a subject line and see the response rate. They're socially proven. It's brain dead simple way to get headlines of that stuff.
Badass.
Yeah.
Cool. Is badass too technical of a word?
No, that's good. But don't ever say stuff like, I'm a badass copywriter, because that doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but like if you're referencing an interview, then it's okay.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like, don't use words that don't imply anything. Like killer. Okay.
Right. Or crush.
What?
How about crushing it?
Unless killer actually means like you're going to murder someone, then don't use the word killer. That's just hype. And a lot of internet marketing crap is like that. Yeah. We're a killer subject line. Whatever.
Cool. Well, again, thank you very much for this time and for introducing us to Noah Kagan.
Want me to play some exit music?
At the Internet Marketing Party, Tuesday, December 13th, 7 p.m. Go to internetmarketingparty.com and we'll wrap up with
it's like outro music.
Outro music.
While you were
going to sing anything?
Huh?
Or are you going to sing?
I can't sing.
No? Alright. These are these autographs.
Although, I'll play something from your native hometown.
Yeah. See you guys. See you at the party.